So now we have criteria for similarity of triangles. So till now we've been focusing on two things only, which is the equality of corresponding angles and the equality relations of the ratios of the corresponding sides. So if I gave you triangle ABC similar to triangle DEF, it meant that angle A and D is equal, B and E are equal, C and F are equal. And for the sides, we said that AB upon DE is equal to BC upon EF is equal to CA upon FD. But this means that we have to solve for 6 things every time. Okay, like including the angles and the sides, it makes it 6 things. That makes our job very tedious when we are looking for the similarity of any two triangles. So to make that process a bit simple, we'll make use of axioms. So axiom is basically a statement which supports a mathematical structure. I'm sure you've dealt with axioms of congruency in class 9 like AAA, SSS, SAS, etc. Now we'll have some similarity criteria also to make this process a bit easy and quick. So here, I need you to grab your compass right now and a protractor, ruler, pencil. So draw a line segment BC with length 3 centimeters and then draw another line segment EF with length 5 centimeters. Now I'm sure you all know how to construct a 60-degree angle. So make an arc with your compass on point B and on point E respectively. Then you cut an arc like this and this becomes your 60-degree angle. Okay, and let's say it goes on till P and this goes on till R. Then I'm not sure if you know how to construct 40-degree angle. In that case, you can make use of your protractor. So make an angle of 40 degrees at point C and point F respectively. Extend these lines to points Q and S, and the point of intersection of these lines can be called A and D. So once you're done with this, you can see that angle B is equal to angle E, which is equal to 60 degree, and angle C is equal to angle F, which is equal to 40 degree. Needless to say, it obviously means that angle A and angle D are equal because sum of angles of triangle is equal to 180 degree, which means 180 minus 60 minus 40, 180 minus 100 degrees, which means this has to be equal to 80 degree each. Okay, so even if you're given two angles, it automatically means that the third angle has to be equal. Okay, when you're looking for similarity. Now, you do one thing for me. Measure BC upon EF. Tell me this ratio. 3 by 5. So if you convert it into decimals, it becomes 0.6. Now, similarly, you find out AB upon DE and find out CA upon FD. But I'm sure even these will turn out to be 0.6. So I'll be able to say that AB upon DE is equal to CA upon FD is equal to BC upon EF. When do we get this condition along with the angles being equal? It means that the two triangles are then similar because angles were already taken to be equal, and then we proved that the corresponding sides ratios are also turning out to be equal, which means the two triangles are similar. So this is called the AA test for similarity, the angle-angle test. So as I just stated, your angle-angle test can also be called angle-angle-angle, but you need not look at all the three angles here because anyway sum of angles of triangle is equal to 180 degrees. Okay, so if in two triangles the corresponding angles are equal, then the corresponding sides would also be in the same ratio, which means angles and sides both are fulfilling the two conditions for similarity, and hence the two triangles are similar. Okay, so now we prove this theorem over here, theorem 6.3. So here let's assume let angle A be equal to angle D, this angle. Then you take angle B equal to angle E. So basically I'm taking corresponding angles to be equal, and this obviously means that angles C and F would automatically be equal. Reason being sum of angles of triangle is 180 degree. Okay, you can state the reason also. So once you've written about the equality of the corresponding angles, we can prove that triangle ABC and DPQ are congruent. But how did we get this triangle DPQ? So you draw a line segment PQ such that DP is equal to AB and your DQ is equal to AC. So basically this is equal to this and this is equal to this. Alright, so we've taken these sides to be equal, and now we are taking triangle ABC and triangle DPQ. So here you see that angle A and angle D are equal. That's what we have taken, right? And here itself we discussed that DP and AB are taken to be equal and DQ and AC are taken to be equal. So if two sides and the angle between those two sides is taken to be equal, like corresponding way, so then we can say by SAS axiom, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DPQ. Now you tell me, what is the symbol for congruency? It is this one. Now we know that if these two triangles have been proven to be congruent, we can make use of CPCT. CPCT refers to the corresponding parts of congruent triangles, which means they are also equal. Okay, so making use of this, I can say that my angle B and angle P are equal, okay, using CPCT. But here I said that angle B is equal to angle E. So I can basically say that my angle P and angle E are equal. So this angle and this angle turned out to be equal. So by congruency we prove this and this, they are equal. This was already taken to be angle equal to angle E. So P and E angles are equal. Now if you look carefully, they are actually corresponding angles. So angle P equal to angle E equal means corresponding angles are equal. And you know, when corresponding angles are equal, the lines are parallel. It is a property of parallel lines. So that means PQ is parallel to EF. Okay, this line is parallel to EF. Now if PQ and EF are parallel, we can make use of theorem 6.1, which was the basic proportionality theorem. So then if PQ and EC are parallel, EF are parallel, we can say that the other two sides of the triangle are divided in the same ratio. So we can say that DP upon PE is equal to DQ upon QF. Okay, you can make this equation number 1. Now what we can do to this equation number 1 is we can add 1 to both sides. So we get DP upon PE plus 1 is equal to DQ upon QF plus 1. Okay, so I'll get DP plus PE. DP plus PE is nothing but the side DE. The denominator will become PE. Again, take the LCM on the RHS. DQ plus QF is nothing but the side DF upon QF. Right? Now, what we can do is we can do a simple rearrangement. So I bring DF over here. So DE upon DF is equal to, I take PE on the other side. So it becomes PE upon QF. We can make this equation number 2. Now, in the same equation number 1, okay, what was equation number 1? dP upon PE is equal to dQ upon QF. We had initially taken dP to be equal to AB and dQ to be equal to AC, if you remember, when we were constructing this triangle DPQ. So I can replace this dP and dQ by AB and AC in this case. So I can say AB upon PE is equal to AC upon QF. Now again I can bring this AC over here. I can take PE on the other side. So I'll get AB upon AC is equal to PE upon QF. You can mark this equation number 3, and now you can compare equations 2 and 3. Okay, so using equations 2 and 3, see, PE upon QF is common, so we can equate AB upon AC and DE upon DF. Okay, so in a similar manner, if you will proceed, you will get AB upon DE as BC upon EF. Okay, and here actually what you can do is you can write this also in the same form. AB upon DE is equal to AC upon DF. Okay, just exchange these. So basically we see that AB upon DE is equal to AC upon DF is equal to BC upon EF. Okay, AB upon DE is equal to AC upon DF. Look carefully, AB upon DE, AC upon DF. So the corresponding sides, the ratios of the corresponding sides are turning out to be equal, is equal to BC upon EF. So the angles are already taken to be equal. Now we've proved that the ratios of the sides are also equal, which means both the conditions are being fulfilled for similarity. So yes, the two triangles are similar. Okay, which two triangles are similar? We are saying triangle ABC is similar to triangle DEF. That's what we wanted to prove. So this is the AA or AAA similarity criterion, by which if you have any two angles, corresponding angles equal, you can say that the two triangles are similar. So you need not look for 6 things, but only 2 things would be good. Then we have another activity where we'll be acquainted with another test for similarity, which is the side test. So again, grab your ruler, compass, pencil, eraser, everything, and make a line segment BC and another line segment EF. This should have length 6 centimeter, this 9 centimeters, and then you can make use of your compass also to draw triangles. So then you make these two triangles. Okay. So here the sides are already known to us. I'm not telling you the angles. Okay. So when you do this, you just find out AB upon DE. It will become 3 centimeter upon 4.5 centimeter, right? And this on solving will become 2 by 3. If you go and solve BC upon EF, that is 6 by 9, which is again 2 by 3. Now let's solve AC upon DF. Even that will become 8 upon 12, which is 2 by 3. Right, so we see that AB upon DE is equal to BC upon EF, and it is further equal to CA upon FD. So that means one criterion has been proven. Now further, angle A and angle D would be equal. Angle B and angle E would be equal. You can measure this through protractor. And angle C and angle F would be equal. So if angle A, angle D equal, angle B, angle E equal, angle C, angle F are equal, and furthermore this is for angles. Okay, now the same thing if I do for sides, I see that AB upon DE is equal to BC upon EF is equal to AC upon DF. So sides condition is also fulfilled, and so is for the angle. So that means the two triangles are similar if the three corresponding sides are proportional to one another or their ratios are the same. This has been stated in this theorem 6.4 as well, that if in two triangles, sides of one triangle are proportional to the sides of other triangle, okay, so the ratios of sides are same, then we can say that the corresponding angles are also equal, and hence the two triangles are similar. So here you need to look for 3 things instead of 6. Okay, you just need to look for the 3 sides of the two triangles. Okay, now we'll prove this. We are taking triangle ABC and we are taking triangle DEF. So here we are taking AB upon DE to be equal to BC upon EF to be equal to CA upon FD. Then let's say these ratios are less than 1. Okay, so we've basically taken the ratios of corresponding sides as the same. Okay, and now we'll see if corresponding angles turn out to be equal or not. So here you can say that from the figure itself, as you can see, your PQ is parallel to EF. Okay, if PQ is parallel to EF, you can use theorem, the basic proportionality theorem, theorem 6.1. You can say that dP upon PE is equal to dQ upon QF. And further, if PQ and EF are parallel, I can say that angle DPQ is equal to angle DEF, or basically angle P and E are equal, and I can say Q and F are equal. Okay, so since PQ is parallel to EF, we are making use of the properties of parallel lines, and then we can say angle P and angle E are equal, and we can say angle Q and angle F are equal because they are corresponding angles which are equal in case of parallel lines. Then we just discussed angle-angle axiom. So from that similarity criterion, if we make use of that, we can say triangle DPQ is similar to triangle DEF, because we see that in the two triangles, angle P and E are equal, angle Q and F are equal. So if two angles are equal, we can say that according to AA similarity criterion, the two triangles are similar. So we've proven these two triangles similar, and if they're similar, that means that the ratios of the corresponding sides would be equal, which means DP upon DE would be equal to DQ upon DF. And similarly, you can write the third ratio, that will be PQ upon EF. Alright, then what we can do over here is we can replace this PQ by BC. Alright, so we can say that DP upon DE is equal to DQ upon DF is equal to BC upon EF. Why can I do this? Because here you can prove that this triangle ABC and triangle DPQ, triangle ABC and triangle DPQ, they are congruent. And if they are congruent, then by CPCT, we can say that PQ and BC, the corresponding sides would be equal. That's why I've just replaced this PQ by BC in this case. And here, if we make use of the side axiom in triangle ABC and triangle DPQ, that's how I'm saying that the two triangles are congruent. Alright, now if the two triangles are congruent, furthermore I can say using CPCT that angle A and angle D would be equal, this and this angle would be equal. Then I can say that angle B will be equal to angle E and angle C will be equal to angle F. So I took the three ratios to be equal for the corresponding sides, and I am able to prove that the corresponding angles are equal. Now since both the conditions have been fulfilled, I can see that the two triangles are similar, which means triangle ABC is similar to triangle DEF. And the criterion that we made use of is we made use of angle-angle axiom as well, but here this way of solving it is called the side criterion. Okay, we'll just look at the three corresponding sides, we look at the ratios, they turn out to be equal, we see that the two triangles are similar. Then we have side angle sides. So far we've seen that there were two conditions for similarity, the angles and the sides. So in AA axiom we saw if just the angle condition is fulfilled, it automatically means that sides would also be, this condition would be fulfilled, and we say the two triangles are similar. In the side axiom, we saw that if the sides are fulfilling your condition, then angles also automatically fulfill it and the two triangles turn out to be similar. In side angle side test, we take a combination of two sides and one angle, but it can't be any random angle. Okay, like if I'm considering these two sides, I have to take the angle which is bound by the two sides of that triangle. Okay, I cannot take angle B or angle C in that case. So here what you need to do is just make a triangle like this. Okay, two sides are given to you, okay, and one angle is given to you. I'm not sure if you'll be able to construct this angle by yourself using a compass, so I would suggest that you make use of a protractor to do the same. And once you draw these triangles, just measure a few things that I'm going to tell you. So measure AB upon DE. So it will turn out to be 2 by 3. Okay, it's very evident. And this will be equal to AC upon DF because that is 4 by 6, which is again 2 by 3. Okay, so these two ratios have turned out to be equal. Now further, if you calculate angle B and angle E, you measure it, they will turn out to be equal. You can do so using a protractor. And if you measure angle C and angle F, even they will turn out to be equal. Alright. So if the three angles turn out to be equal, you can say AA axiom, and yeah, the two triangles are similar, and this test is called SAS test. We'll just see the theorem regarding this. So if one angle of a triangle is equal to the other corresponding angle of the other triangle, of course, and the sides are also proportional in between which we are having that angle, then we say that two triangles are similar by SAS similarity criterion. Okay, so again we'll consider triangle ABC and triangle DEF. Construct triangle DPQ in such a way that DP is equal to AB and your DQ is equal to AC. So now we will consider the proportionality of two sides. So consider that your AB upon corresponding side would be DE. This is equal to AC upon DF. And let's say that these ratios are less than 1. Alright. Then take angle A and angle D equal. So far we've taken the proportionality of two sides and the equality of two corresponding angles. Now let's see what we will do with this. So from the figure itself you can make out now PQ is parallel to EF. So what you can use is the proportionality theorem, the basic proportionality theorem, theorem 6.1, and that will tell you that dP upon PE is equal to dQ upon QF. Right? Now, once you get this, we can also try to prove the congruency of triangle ABC and triangle DPQ. Let's see how you do it. So, triangle DPQ and triangle ABC, they are similar. They are congruent. See, angle A and angle D are equal, you can see. Okay, and furthermore, I said AB and DP are equal. Then I said AC and DQ are equal, right? So by the SAS axiom of congruency, I can say that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DPQ. So if these two triangles are equal, I can say that angle B is equal to angle P and angle C is equal to angle Q. Alright, how am I saying this? I'm using CPCT, which is corresponding parts of congruent triangles. Okay, they are equal. So if they are equal, then angle A and angle D, these two angles are already equal, which was in a way assumed by us or given to us. So now what we can say over here is that triangle ABC is similar to triangle DEF, because angle A, angle D are anyway same. Okay, and you know that if angle P and angle B are equal, then angle E will be equal to angle P. Okay, and angle F will be equal to angle Q. Okay, because the PQ and EF are parallel, so their corresponding angles would also be equal, right? So PQ and EF are parallel, angle P and angle E will become equal, angle Q will become equal to angle F. So in other words, I can say that angle A is equal to angle D, angle B is equal to angle E, okay? Because this was equal to this by congruency, and further by corresponding angles property, this is equal to this. So angle B and E are equal, and angle C and angle F are equal. The two triangles turn out to be similar, and this axiom was actually AA or AAA. But overall, this test is called the SAS, side angle side test. Just be very careful that you take only that angle which is enclosed by the two sides which are under consideration. Now finally we have a few more examples over here. So you've been given this figure and PQ and RS are parallel. Okay, so I can show this in this way. You have to prove that these two triangles are similar to one another. So we know that angle POQ and angle ROS are equal because they are vertically opposite angles. And further, I can say that angle P and angle S are equal, angle Q and angle R are equal. So this and this is equal, and this is equal because they are alternate angles. Now these angles can be true only if the lines are parallel. So if all these three angles, corresponding angles turn out to be equal, we can say triangle POQ is similar to triangle SOR using the AAA similarity criterion. So this was the first test for similarity that I taught you, and we've proven this now. Then we have another example. Here you will make use of similarity to calculate the value of this angle, which is at the moment not known to us. So what you can do over here is you can find out AB upon RQ. AB upon RQ. So you see this is 3.8 and this is 7.6, which means this ratio turns out to be 1/2. Then if you find out BC upon QP, so this is 6/12, which is again 1/2. And what else do we know? We know this side and this side. So if you find out CA upon PR, that is 3/√3 upon 6/√3, √3 cancel, this is 1/2. So what we realize here is that AB upon RQ is equal to BC upon QP is equal to CA upon PR. So the corresponding sides are in the same ratio for the two triangles, and by this we can say that using SSS similarity criterion, okay, using SSS similarity criterion, we need not look for all this 6 things. Okay, if the corresponding sides are in proportion, we can anyway say that the corresponding angles would also be equal, and hence triangle ABC would be similar to triangle RQP. Don't make this mistake of calling it PQR, because we have to see that A corresponds to R, B to Q, C to P, like that. Okay. Now, if the two triangles are similar, it obviously means that the corresponding angles are equal, which means angle C and angle P are equal. Angle C is equal to angle P because they are corresponding angles of similar triangles. Alright, then over here we can calculate angle C, right? So in triangle ABC, we know that angle A plus angle B plus angle C is equal to 180 degree because sum of angles of triangle is 180 degree. Angle A is 80 degree, Angle B is 60 degree. Angle C we need to find out. So on solving, you will get angle C as 180 degree minus 140 degree, which is equal to 40 degree. We just stated that angle C and angle P are equal, which means angle P will also be equal to angle C, which is 40 degree. So this is your answer. Then we have been given another figure where OA into OB is equal to OC into OD. Now we can write this in the form of two ratios. So I can write over here that OA upon OC is equal to OD upon OB, and you make this equation number 1. Alright. Now further I can say that this angle AOD is equal to this angle COB because they are vertically opposite angles. And let me call this equation number 2. Okay. So now you make use of equations 1 and 2 to say that triangle AOD is similar to triangle COB, and this is using the SAS axiom. Okay, why? Because two sides are already in proportion, the corresponding ones, and two corresponding angles are also equal. So, and this angle is actually bound between the two sides which are under consideration. So using SAS axiom, we can say that the two triangles are similar. In that case, the corresponding angles should be equal, which means angle A is equal to angle C and angle B is equal to angle D. And this is what we had to prove. Okay, should be A over here. So yeah, hence proved. This was a short example. Then here we have a little application based example. So here we have a girl. She has height 90 centimeters. She's walking away from the base of this lamp post, okay, AB, at a speed of 1.2 meter per second. And this lamp is at a height of 3.6 meters from the ground. You have to find the length of a shadow after 4 seconds. So let's say this is the shadow of the girl. Alright, so now we can say that AB, assume this to be the lamp post. So this entire height you actually know is what, 3.6 meters. Then the height of the girl CD, so let's take CD as the girl, and her height is 90 centimeter. But since we're dealing with meters everywhere, so let's convert centimeters to meter. So you know that 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. So 1 centimeter is equal to 1 upon 100 meter. So 90 centimeter would become 90 upon 100 meter, which is nothing but 0.9 meters. Then let's say DE is the shadow of the girl. Alright. And let's say that her shadow which is there is for x meters. Let the length of her shadow be x meter. So DE is x meter. Now basically if you see, there are two triangles, okay. So it's like this triangle A, B, E, and then you have this triangle CD. I hope you can understand that these two angles are 90 degree because the lamppost and the girl, they are vertical to the ground. So these angles are 90 degrees. So now what we are doing is we want to calculate BD, this distance over here. So this BD is distance, which means it is speed into time. So the girl is walking away from the lamppost at a speed of 1.2 meter per second, and you want to find out her shadow after 4 seconds. So that would make that distance as 4.8 meters. So it means BD is equal to 4.8 meters, and we took DE to be x meters. Then consider this triangle ABE, this entire huge triangle, and triangle CDE. So now you know that angle B and angle D are equal. I told you that these angles are equal to 90 degree because you can state the reason that girl and the lamppost are standing vertical to the ground. Furthermore, we see that angle E, this angle is over here, it is common. Okay, this angle is common, and if two angles we know are equal, if two corresponding angles are equal, using the AA similarity criterion, I can say that triangle ABE is similar to triangle CDE. So using AA axiom, we've proven this. Let me clear up some space. Okay. So, so far we've proven the two triangles to be similar, which means that the other two corresponding sides would also be in the same ratio, which means that BE upon DE will be equal to AB upon CD because they're corresponding sides of similar triangles. Now, what was your BE? It was BD plus DE. Now, BD we found at 4.8 meter and DE we took as x meters. So, 4.8 plus x upon DE is x. Then AB is the height of this lamppost, which we know is 3.6, and the height of this girl is CD, which we found out to be 0.9 meter. So, this becomes 4. If you do cross multiplication, you'll get 4.8 plus x is equal to 4x. If you bring this x over here, it becomes 4x minus x is equal to 4.8, which means 3x is equal to 4.8 and x is equal to 1.6, the unit being meters. So the shadow of this girl would have a length of 1.6 meters. Then we have another example. It has 3-4 subparts. So here we've been given triangle ABC and triangle PQR. And it's already given that ABC and PQR triangles are similar to each other. You have to prove that this triangle AMC and triangle PNR are also similar. Now it has been stated that CM and RN are the medians of triangle ABC and PQR. Medians mean that M and N is the midpoint of side AB and side PQ respectively. So basically AM and BM are equal and PN and NQ are equal. So this should be understood that this implies N is midpoint of which side? PQ. If N is midpoint of PQ, it means it's dividing the side into two equal parts. So we can say PN is equal to NQ. And similarly, we can write for CM. If CM is the median for triangle ABC, it means M is midpoint of AB, side AB. And then we can say that AM and MB, they are equal. Okay. So with that knowledge in mind, we'll try to prove these two triangles similar. So if triangle ABC is similar to triangle PQR, we can see that the corresponding sides would be in the same ratio, which means AB upon PQ is equal to BC upon QR is equal to CA upon RP, and you make this equation number 1. I can also say that the corresponding angles would be equal. That means angle A is equal to angle P, angle B is equal to angle Q, and angle C is equal to angle R, and I make this equation number 2. Now, I already told you that CM and RN are medians, so AM and MB are equal. So I can also say that AB is equal to twice of AM, and similarly I can say that PQ is equal to 2 times PN. Simple reason, CM and RN are medians. I told you if they are medians, how we are getting this midpoint and how these two sides are becoming equal. So that's why I can say this entire side AB will be equal to 2 times AM, and this entire side PQ will become 2 times PN. Alright. So with this I can say that 2 AM upon 2 PN, if I take these ratios, I can say that this is equal to CA upon RP. Okay, we are basically making use of equation number 1 over here. In equation number 1, we said AB upon PQ is equal to what? CA upon RP. Now, AB is what? 2AM, PQ is 2P, and I have just substituted it here. I can further cancel these 2's, and then we will get AM upon PN is equal to CA upon RP, and you can make this equation number 3. Then we know that from this second equation, considering the equality of corresponding angles, I can say that angle MAC, okay, this particular angle will be equal to angle P, which is now being called as angle NPR. We are getting this from second equation. So now using side angle side criterion, similarity criterion, I can say that triangle AMC is similar to triangle PNR. We're getting this from equation number 3 and equation number 4. You can call this equation number 4 over here. Okay, so since I'm saying that two sides are already proportional to one another, and the angle bound by these two sides, enclosed between these two sides, is also equal, so I can say using side angle side similarity criterion, the two triangles are similar. Then we have to prove that this ratio CM upon RN is equal to AB upon PQ. Now in part 1, we just proved that triangle AMC is similar to triangle PNR. Now this means that CM upon RN is equal to CA upon RP. Let's call this equation number 5 in continuation with the previous part, and let me call this equation number 6. So this is nothing but corresponding sides of your similar triangles, right? So what we can do now to this is we can make use of first equation. The first equation was CA upon RP equal to AB upon PQ. We get this from the first equation, and now we make this equation number 7, and after this we can say that CM upon Rn is equal to AB upon PQ. Okay, so CA upon RP is common in 6 and 7, so you're using 6 and 7, equations 6 and 7, and we can say CM upon Rn is equal to AB upon PQ, and you can make this equation number 8, and we have proven this result. Okay, so everything is going in continuation, it's not like a separate part altogether. Then I believe we have one more part over here where we have to prove that triangle CMB and triangle RNQ, they are similar. So from first equation again we know that AB upon PQ is equal to BC upon QR. We're getting this from equation number 1. Then we can also say that CM upon Rn is equal to BC upon QR, which we are actually getting from equation number 8. And this is an important equation, we call this equation number 9. So now what you can do is you can say CM upon Rn is equal to AB upon PQ. You are basically making use of this and this, where BC upon QR is common. So you can say AB upon PQ and CM upon Rn, the two ratios are equal. Then if you make use of equation number 7, you know that this is further equal to 2BM upon 2QN from equation number 7. Okay, because we took CM and Rn as medians, so I can say that AB is twice of AM, but I can also say it's twice of BM. Similarly, I said that PQ is twice of PN earlier, but I can also say it's twice of QN. Alright, so if I cancel out these 2's, I get CM upon Rn as BM upon QN, and we can make this equation number 10. Now finally we've got so many equations in this example. So from 9th and 10th equations we can say that CM upon Rn is equal to BM upon Qn, which is in turn equal to BC upon QR as well. So we see that 3 sides are there for these two triangles and they are turning out to be proportional to one another. So using SSS axiom we can say the triangle CMB is similar to triangle RNQ. The similarity criterion used is SSS. Alright, because the 3 sides were in proportion to one another. Now so far we've seen similar triangles. Now let's have a look at the areas of similar triangles.